Peace. It's weather. It's weather, y'all. Y'all know what it is. I got my new hoodie, the Amadeus exclusives. Y'all like it? Y'all see what I'm doing? It's like Adidas. Y'all I did the font like Adidas, but I'm not trying to get sued because I ain't got money like that. Then they got the three stripes, so I put the three pyramids, you know what I'm saying? The pyramids of Giza, you get what I'm saying? But yeah. What's up, y'all? I see Jaguars in the building, sunshine. Hey, what's up? Carla Turner, what's good? Mike Key always in the building. Hey. And yeah, you know, I will do this. I'll do this. I'll do this for y'all. If y'all want it custom made, like if y'all want y'all name. Let's say if Makia wants Makia, I can put that here, but I'm gonna keep the pyramids and stuff. I just did Amadeus because you know, that's it Wolfgang Amadeus. Y'all, I'll break down the science on why I chose Wolfgang Amadeus one of these days. But Amadeus is Latin for the love of God. Ama is love. Deus is like Deus, the God. We love God. Yeah. So that's what's up. Yvonne's in the building. Kiki is in the building. Auntie Leah in the building. Salute. Jay. I went out and if y'all didn't see Jags live last night, Monifa was performing with what was it, the Harlem's Finest, or I forgot the name of that group, but um they didn't know the translation. Yeah, I mean everything. I'm gonna try to attach it to some meaning, not some scheming and not some, what's up, Ambelina. What's up? Patricia Blair, Auntie Leah, of course, in the building. Yeah, I'm gonna attach it to some meaning. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but yeah, like I can make one custom made for anyone. So if like Auntie Leah, it can say Auntie Leah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm it's a playoff of the Nike. I mean Adidas. Adidas. But what was I saying? I didn't forgot what I was talking about. Oh, last night pulling up on the Gangster Goddess. Shout out to Medusa. Shout out to Monifa. And they put on a great show. Like I'm cool on going to an event and hearing programmed digital music. They had a live band. New York, the homie on the bass was shout out to all the players. I love live musicians. Love music, love live music. And it's a different feel, y'all. I'm telling you, you go there and it's like you get healed when you sit in front of a dope live band and just get those vibes. And it's different from the digital uh AI stuff, even the Fruity Loop stuff. I'm just saying it's different. Like I got an MPC 3000. Got an MPC 3000. One Dilla, you did all his, and I figured that the 3000 is the best. I still ain't touched it or nothing. And shout out to my guy Voodoo, producer of Nature the Threat for Raz's first album, Birds of Prey. Um, he broke this down. He said, man, and Jag is saying it, and Auntie Leah too, the frequencies, the weight of the sound coming out of an MP is totally different from doing this other stuff. I still produce with like I love this my little machine. I love it. I do, and I'm gonna get the newer one. But like machine. Nothing wrong with machine, but I'm gonna do a combination of like I'll take some sounds from here, do this, but that's digital production. The MP is still analog, and it still sounds good. It just sounds good. Same thing with going to hear a live band. It's gonna sound good. Like a live band sounds just it's good. It's really good for your soul. And let me break down what like Bobby Hemmett and them was saying back day about the vinyl, the record players. The our people would be, this is not not in slavery times. I'm talking about United States, and I'm talking about our people coming out of like Reconstruction, those times. Your history. There was a time where for the most part there were freed blacks, and then you had enslaved, and they got rid of slavery. Then they had to reconstruct and do all that, and then not around that time. That was like the late 1800s. I'm talking about in the early 1900s when the phonograph, when that thing first came out, and a lot of our people moved out from down south into the cities, and they would get a regular job. It could be, I don't know, you could be a coalman, or you could be a porter, one of the people on the trains, whatever job you had. A lot of times it was grueling. It was a grueling task. And you work that job Monday through Thursday, and then Friday night you go to the juke joint or the speakeasy or whatever, and you get a drink, and then you hear that either the band, or it could be the or you go home. Oh no, this the band was you go to the band and just feel good and drink and have a good time. That was a form of healing. And then you move forward to maybe the 50s, 60s, 40s, 50s, 60s, where our people had vinyl records and players and stuff, right? Vinyl players, and they would play it in their house. They would have instead of the juke joint being down the street where you listen to the live band, you had the record player. You put that on, and those grooves and those needles, it still was a vibration, and it healed our people. And you get your energy back up, so you can go back to work the next week. Basically, that's how the science was. But the needle on the groove of the record, that vibration is something. It's not like digital, if you know what I'm saying. It's not like a digital thing. Yeah, nothing beats live music, y'all, for real. So we're gonna be promoting a lot of that, a lot more just live music, live musicians. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. I ran into one of the OGs, DJ Silky D there. Shout out to her. I got to connect with her. She want me to work on her documentary. Long overdue. I've been wanting to do a documentary on, I would just say, the women that have contributed to West Coast hip hop. And it pretty much is like an all boys club when you really think about it. Jag knows. I've talked to Michelle A. Shout out to Michelle A. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Yep, I got Jag to listen to live. I'm lucky. You're right. And it's nothing like her voice. So she has a phenomenal voice. If y'all been slipping, she was doing her I'll just say she's doing her social media rounds. She and I were up on TikTok, then we went over to IG. I think we're gonna end up doing a Twitter space in a minute too. We finna just do a war tour, right? What up, Jag? She's in the building. What's up, Jag? What's good?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
We on a
Oh,
world tour with Muhammad, my man.
did he say with Muhammad, my man, or did he say with my eye on my hand? I don't. I dope song. We on a war tour. I never with Muhammad in Afghanistan. I never knew what he said,
Ali
but I
Shaheed
love it now.
Muhammad. Ali Shaheed Muhammad.
Oh, with Muhammad, my man. Okay, I got it. Got it. I thought he said with Muhammad, and that was Daylight. Shout out to Daylight. One of the dope. Like, let me tell you something. So, Scholar and I are going to do this thing. We're going to do it this weekend. Where
That wasn't
what you're
daylight. That was five.
what are you talking about? That was Daylight on the Hook.
Oh well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was Daylight on the Hook. That was Tribe. Yeah, but
No, no,
so
no. You right.
listen.
You right. You right. You right. You
That was
right.
Daylight on the Hook. Yeah, Daylight Soul. Shout out to Daylight Soul. Was that Pasta New on the hook? No,
I
that was
believe.
Dave.
I
That was
believe it
Dave.
was our dearly, but was it our dearly but departed?
I think it was Dave. Rest in peace.
Our
Oh no,
dearly
wait.
departed.
I don't now. I'm like I don't forgot. Was it True Goy or no? Dave is True Goy, right? Yogurt backwards, right? That was
Uh,
Dave. I didn't
yeah.
totally forgot. I'm man. But look, me and Scholar got this thing to
Ooh,
where look
ooh,
how you did your face. You like
ooh,
you looking like Monica the Avatar, huh?
ooh. Okay, there we go.
Hey, that was funny. I was doing some research.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I ain't gonna talk about it. I ain't gonna talk about it because I had to do my whole back research on this troll thing because I have a whole, oh yeah, I got receipts and narratives. I got to drop that, the third one. But I
You
got a
wanna
whole
know
thing
what?
I'm
I
about to
need
do on
to
some other
drop
stuff.
receipts and bifocals because man, this is stressful. These
You
small
can't
print.
see.
Man, you could get me to sign damn near anything right now. And I wouldn't know what the hell it is.
You'd be
Let's
like, sign
see.
your life over. Yeah, you got to get. Well, we got to. Yeah, there's a way to
Mm,
correct the your vision.
mm,
Like I said, got to incorporate more beats and stuff like that.
okay.
In your turmeric as well.
Yeah. Carrots, all of that good stuff.
All that, yeah. Beta
Yeah.
carotene.
Okay. So
But what
yeah,
I
where
was
we
saying,
at? Where we at?
I
What
was
happened? What happened? What
well,
it do?
I was saying I'm gonna start this whole thing with scholar like
Don't start none, won't be
albums.
none.
Favorite albums.
Yeah.
Now the go
Midnight
I really
Marauders.
it's really gonna be well, I'm gonna say
That
this
was a joke.
in the golden era, because I could the golden era, and if y'all don't know what the golden era was, I'm gonna say for me, I'll say it was like 86.
86 to 93.
No, I would even go further. I would even go to about 96, 96, because you can't, like, I'm not taking away Big Pun's album. That technically that wasn't the golden era, but
It wasn't. That's why I said what I said because the
yeah,
golden
but
era was
for me,
everything before they started commercializing, in my
yeah,
opinion.
right. But even coming out of that commercialization, you still had a lot of great albums. That's
Oh
why
no,
it's
that
kind of
was
like,
awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome.
yeah,
And guess what? Everything that was awesome, they moved around and they removed. Like I say golden era because it was that last moment where hip hop was allowed to be hip hop
yeah,
and people didn't have to be afraid. After that, it was all of this crazy competition. And then they took out big and they took out pop, and then everything was based in fear after that.
yeah,
Everything.
yeah, yeah. No, you right. And then
We
here
went
we
into the
are
Great
today.
Depression. We went to the Great Depression of hip hop.
And here we are today. The hip hop is just on a decline. But he was telling me about his students who are, and that's the beauty of like if you really like hip hop now, and you have access to all those records, but you have to really want to listen to those records as a youngster now. But
Yeah,
back then, just think about all the albums that we were hit with. So I'm like I said, that's why I said like 80. I'll go like 86. Yeah, like you said, 93. But I'm gonna go from 86 to like even 97, 98. But that's kind of tough too. But those albums that
the
we
depression
we
was set in.
got,
The traumatization had already happened.
yeah, it did. But think about those phenomenal albums that we had got in those times. The first one for me was Slick Rick's Children's Story. That whole
Oh,
album, I was
absolutely.
like,
Tell me
that
something.
whole album, I'm like,
Can you recite a children's story right now? Can you
once
recite it?
upon a time, not long ago, where people wore pajamas and lived life slow. The laws were
The laws were
stern and
stern and
justice
justice
stood,
stood,
and
and
people were
people were
behaving like they
behaving
all
like
too
they ought
good.
to
There
good.
lived a
There
little
lived a
boy
little
who
boy
was
who was
misled by
misled
another
by
little
another
boy, and
little
this is
boy, and
what
this
he
is what
said. Me and
me
you,
and
child,
you,
we're
kid,
gonna
we're
make
going to
some
take some
cash,
cash,
robbing old
robbing
folks
old
and
folks
making a
and making a
dash. They did the
dash.
job. Money came with ease, but one couldn't stop. It's like he had a disease. He robbed another
And
and a
a
sister
and
and a
a and
brother.
a and
Tried to
a
rob
tried
the
to
man who
rob a
was a
man who was
DT
a DT
undercover.
undercover.
Man, if you don't you ain't hip hop if you cannot recite that. I
The
did my
cop
own
started
rendition.
acting erratic. He said, "Keep still, boy. No need for static." Punched him in the belly and he gave him a slap.
Jag.
But little did he know the little boy was strapped. The kid put out a pow pow. Said, "Why'd you hit me?" The cop,
Jag.
what?
We know you hip hop, so we know you can spit it. If you can't spit it, I can't take you serious. I don't care about your top five
The
or
barrel
your
hit right
top
for the
10
cop sitting.
MCs.
He
If
starts
you
to
can't
figure,
spit that,
I'll do years if I pull this trigger. So he go
look,
dash and ran around the cop, got radios it to another
in
late cop.
'09, in '09, I did my own rendition
Yeah.
because in '09 I had my little kids My daughter was like 3, and my son was probably 2, right? And we freaking okay. This was like right before they were going to school, and they were just looking at all these freaking cartoons, and I was just like, oh my god, I knew all the damn cartoons.
You didn't let
So
those kids watch Teletubbies, did you?
not hell no.
Did they,
Listen,
mama?
listen. This
Okay.
is what I did. I did my own version of children's story,
Oh.
and I was like, in fact, I put her when she first started talking. I recorded her talking, and I put her in it. And you know,
No.
she's telling me to read her a book, and she's like, "Read me a bedtime story, Daddy." And I'm like, "Okay." Once upon a time, when no kids was starving, projects called Nickelodeon Gardens. Little Bill on the stoop trying to get clout, sitting on the stairs, blowing on Sprout, trying to lace game in a cold, tough world, spitting yo gabba gabba at the Powerpuff Girls. Said his territory was on Sesame Street. Met his man Caillou at the corner swap meet. It was just all the cartoons they were watching, and I just made it like a thing, and it was cool. It's out there. It's called Another Children's Story.
Well, that's what's up. You want to know
Yeah,
what's funny? Ran upstairs up to the top floor. Opened up the door, man. Guess who we saw? Dave the dope
Dave the
fiend
dope
shooting.
fiend
Don't
shoot
you
and
don't
dope
know
you
the
don't
meaning
know
of
the
water
meaning of water
also.
yourself. That was the shit.
You want to know
Irish
what's
Spunk,
awesome about
hurry
that?
up, gun. What's that?
The dope fiend pulled out a spanking shotgun. Well,
Yeah.
this is the funny thing about that song. Anytime we used to perform it live or we would recite it live at a jam session or a show, I would sing it.
Dope.
Or I would
That's
literally
dope.
do a whole melody to the track while they were rapping. I would sing along with it. Like that was the
Dope.
beautiful thing about detention and in school suspension in that era. We used it to rhyme. I'll never forget. It was at in school detention. Well, it was at after school detention that I learned all of the lyrics to Fushnikins.
Oh, damn. That's dope.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
That's dope. That's dope.
No, that's not
Food
dope. I just
Snickens. No, Food Snickers they were ahead of their, man, they were, come on, Food Snickers they dope. They were dope.
how did the rice?
Oh, you over here burning stuff?
No, I followed the directions and the rice just burned through the entire microwavable container. I don't understand. I'm a this.
Well, I hope you get it
What
together.
are you talking about? You hope I got it together. I got a microwave safe container and it just burned the whole the hip hop was so hot. It burned through the container. Rice. Oh my
You
goodness.
should, yeah. Okay.
Oh wow. Pie container. Pie rice.
Gotta get you some different ones. All right, y'all.
No, I just should have done it with the
So,
with some Pyrex. But I don't have no
yeah.
Pyrex, so
Well, we gotta, okay, gotta get you some of that.
I'm gonna have to turn these in. Just gonna be some real big ass taquitos. So anyway, we were saying, I'm sorry. I've lamented for the rice long enough.
Okay, so I was just basically talking about different hip hop albums in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
era, and he said we'll do this, like, I'm not gonna call it verses because I don't want them saying, oh yeah, y'all took our idea. No, it ain't about taking your idea. It's just sitting here talking about what album can you put up against this album. It's almost like,
Whose idea we stealing?
well, they still don't nobody
Yeah,
ideas.
that's what I
Just
was about
I
to say. You
believe
can't
Jaguar
steal
right.
hip hop.
Thank you. Somebody, I believe Jaguar right. That's their
Oh,
ad.
that's so
Let's go.
sweet.
Thank you, West Side.
That's very sweet.
Um,
Thank you.
it's like if you, and the reason why I talked about what I talked about in the beginning about the weight of the frequencies of music. So like the MPC, number one, you don't go 48 kilohertz. You can't push anything out 48 kilohertz um on the 48,000 kilohertz on the MPC. Everything is 44.1 and that's it. Or
Yeah.
but with this you could go. I'm talking about the frequency and just how the weight and how it sounds. It's different from the MPC. That's an analog. It's more of an analog machine versus the digital stuff. So same thing with the albums. The weight of albums back then. I'm not even Kendrick. You cannot give me To Pimp a Butterfly and put it up against Uptown Saturday Night by Camp Low. Nah, not happening. I'm picking Camp Low from the jump.
Well, it's the feeling.
But
It's the
huh?
feeling. It's the
Yeah,
feeling.
that's what I'm talking about. The weight
You
of the
know,
hip hop
my
albums
first
back then were
album.
better.
You know, my favorite. My first album, Denials, Delusions, and Decisions, was recorded on 2 inch.
It was recorded on 2 inch and y'all made it. That's dope. Yep. Back then we were talking
No,
about
it was
that.
mixed on 2 inch.
No. That's dope. Me and my buddies were talking about that back then because that was around 2001, 2002 when digital was a thing. When it was like everything was supposed to be all digital, but we were like, no, we still want that analog sound. So how do you do it? Sherman was telling us about that. Yeah, you
Recorded
recorded
on
your
two
whole
inch and
album.
then
You
mixed on
recorded your whole
digital.
album on 2 inch.
Yeah,
That's
my whole
dope,
first.
and that's why it sound like it sound. That's why it sound like it sound. Can't be mad at it. Where'd you go? Okay, I guess she left. I don't know. You there? Hello? I don't know. I think her phone again probably went uh mute. But the weight of those albums back then, they sounded way better. The quality was way better. It took time. They took time into putting these albums and constructing these albums then. So basically, long story, me and my buddy, we said, all right, let's sit down and let's all right, you put your favorite album up against my favorite album. So we already got it. I think he said he was gonna do not Low End Theory. He was gonna do no, he said Midnight Marauders. And I said, all right, Midnight Marauders. All right. And even though Midnight Marauders was golden era, I said, I'm gonna go grab Slum Village's first album. You can put those two together. You can put them two up against each other. Say Wu-Tang had that sound. Yep. Yeah, I can put, he said, all right, Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders, dope album. Got a lot of hits. And I was like, okay, all right. And it ain't about the hits. It's really just about how it sound, all that. And then I said, all right, well, let's go ahead and let me put it up against something. And the easiest thing I can think of, one of my favorite albums was Slum Village's first album. And yeah, that's what we're doing. So he said, all right, well, let's do a West Coast one. All right, what you got? He's like, and see, the problem is when he picks first. Thanks, Carla. When the problem is when he picks first, and yeah, he picked Warren G's Regulate album. There's not a lot of albums that are just perfect. And then Warren G is not like the lyricist and all. I gravitate more towards lyricists. Yeah, the Far Side. Well, the Far Side second album. That first album was crazy too. I love it. But that second album is one of my favorites. Lab Cabin California. So he went with Warren G. And I thought about Lab Cabin California, and I said, Lab Cabin California got a lot of dope albums a lot of cuts that I like. But I was just thinking about like what are everybody else gonna like? Like Running's on that album, Drop is on that album, Why. But those are like the commercial ones, and then everything else, like I think they have the one Devil Music and the Hustle. Like I love those too, but I don't think everybody else gonna love them. So he came with Warren G, and I said, all right, man, it's gonna be kind of hard. I even said, let me go get one of Jail Felony's album. The first album, I like Jail Felony. The second album was cool. But I was like, nah, I don't know. I said, I'll put Crip Hop. Because I was like, you gonna go ahead and go get Warren G? All right, give me Crip Hop. but I was like, nah, that I can't even. And I thought about the East Siders. I was like, the East Siders got they first album was dope. Um, hold on one second. I probably got to email Jag this thing. Hold on, y'all. Um, yeah, but the albums, y'all, like back then there was there's so much that you could like pick from and be like, because he said when he said strictly West Coast, now I'm in I'm kind of stuck. But yeah, Far Side, dope album. I don't think I'm gonna let y'all know until we do the video and y'all gonna see what I pick. And it's a good pick, but I'm still kind of like the first East Siders album was classic. Like that was, but see the thing. Okay, what they have? If it ain't chronic, don't blaze it up. They had that. They had hits on there. They had hits. Uh, the one with Sugar Free, Pussy Set, like they had hits. Like for me though, they're my favorite. There's a lot of favorite shit though, but that was a classic album in the 2000s. That was, bro, yeah. So putting something up against Warren G's though, I don't think I could put. No, I love it's on the second album. I love it is on the second album. But putting their album up against Warren G, nah, it was no fair. And Warren G album is only like 30 something minutes. So it's not fair. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me see something real quick. All right, Jag, I emailed you the link. What's going on or whatever. Um, but yeah, yeah. I'm gonna wait until we drop the damn video, and y'all gonna see what I pick. And I'm hoping it holds up. But there's so many. Even Dub C's first album. Is it the shadiest? Yeah, the shady, like that whole. Ooh. And but I was like, oh no, I can't even forget the Bay because even like Souls of Mischief. Now I'm thinking I can go grab a Souls of Mischief. That first album was Boogie Monster. No, Boogie Monsters was not West Coast, but Boogie Monsters was ill. Recognize thresholds of negative stress. How many, like there's so much classic stuff out there. Like I ain't gotta listen to no new nothing. I can go back and listen from 86 on, really from 86 to like, I don't know, I would even say '06. A lot of dope classic albums, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mac Mall. E40 had the what was the one in a major way, and what was the one we had with Players Ball with Tupac on that album. I forgot the name of that album, but that's what I was gonna pick something from E40. E40 be come on, E40 got good albums, y'all. Yeah, I got, but the one I picked, y'all gonna see. I think it's gonna hold up against the Warren G album because it's a 30-minute album too. It's like 30 something minutes. It's not, like Warren G's album was 30 something minutes and so many hits. This DJ, uh, what we got? Of course, Regulate. Uh, you don't see what I see every day as Warren G. That song was dope. And then The Shack. And then he had the one with the 5 footers. So many. And then the skits, so many ways. The skits, he had the 94 whole draft. Like Warren G's album, that first album is a good album. Like I cannot front. That first album, that Warren G is a good album. Oh, so if you say West Coast, you're like, oh man, you kind of stuck. I'm like, damn, what I gotta pick? That Warren, if y'all ain't knowing Warren G's first album, it's a classic. I was even thinking Dog Food. Like, what about Corrupt and Daz's first album? That was a good one too, but I wouldn't put it up against Warren G's. It was still good. It's just as good, but I can't put it up against Warren G's. I can't. But yeah, it's a lot of good albums. Y'all gonna be surprised at what I picked. I think y'all gonna like it. I don't know where Jag went, but I'm gonna keep it pushing. Yeah, y'all. So look, y'all can uh, tap in if y'all want with this topic because this right here, I just thought about it. I said, man, social media now. I don't know how old a lot of y'all are. Social media now is like the new high school cafeteria. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Social media is like the high school cafeteria. So for those who don't know, I went to three high schools. Crazy, right? I went to three high schools. I went to Washington High, which is in LA. And Washington High was just Washington was kind of just known for some I can't even, but I came from pretty much a like diverse junior high. I went to one junior high, and that junior high was a shit, and I loved it. I was in band, I was in all that. Then I went to Washington High, but I was like in I wouldn't say honors or nothing, but I was pretty much in I forgot what they call it, the preparatory school. It was basically for preparatory college, preparatory high school for college. I took Latin. Um, I mean, that was probably like the best. Latin was like the most. I took Latin before I took Spanish, but I'm glad I did that. But Washington was like ratchet. Washington was ratchet. That's all I could say. And then I ended up my 10th grade year going to Westchester. Now, Westchester, if you're from LA, you know Westchester is on the west side, and it's a bougie school. It ain't like Washington. Washington is like in the middle. It ain't necessarily. It was still ratchet, but Washington was, and then Westchester though was just like off the hook. Like Westchester was a straight like a typical LA school with kids coming up in Beamers and stuff like that. That's that. You say you went to Westchester? What year? What year did you go? I was there 94, 95, 96. Yeah, I was at Washington like 93. And then I went to Westchester 94, 95, 96. Westchester was just straight. Let me tell you, oh man, you young. Class of '05, bro, I was out that motherfucker by then. I think Westchester got real ghetto by then. Westchester got ghetto by then. But when I went in the late 90s, early mid to late 90s, Westchester was a shit. Yeah, we've been out like not class of '05. You probably saw Game go up there to go try to pick up some of the girls, but I didn't say nothing. let me give you the connection to Game. That's funny. Um, yeah. Westchester was yeah, but Westchester was where I started. You say, okay, I try to start my MCing in Westchester at Westchester, and there were certain areas at lunch. It's like I never hung out in the cafeteria. You said it was still fashion. Yeah, it was always a fashion school. I was not a fashion person. I went to Westchester, and I was just not a fan. Because I went to Overwrite, classic music. You know Overwrite, and Overwrite back in my day, it was the Cross Colors and the Carl Kanais. That it was Cross Colors, Carl Kanai. That's how old I am. You probably don't even say year 78. Yeah. He was the only junior and senior high within 32 miles from any other. Yeah, I bet it was. But let me give you my experience as far as a person growing up in LA and going to a high school. But I went to three different types of demographics, right? So yeah, appreciate you, classic. Yeah, man. I'm from LA, man. So yeah, if you graduated from Westchester, I already know. But yeah, it was a fashion school, bro. And so I went from Washington to Westchester. And like I said, I started like my little MCing journey at Westchester. I didn't hang out at the cafeteria at all. I just was like, nah, I forgot where I would even eat lunch. I totally forgot. Because most people, well, yeah, I would probably go get lunch from over there, but then I hang out. It was a specific area where I would hang out. And I was hanging pretty much like between the cool kids and the nerds, like somewhere in between, right? And then my final school, bro, I went to Compton. I graduated Compton High. I went to Compton High with Jeff Trepanier. What's up, Mo GG? You say Wolfgang. Hey, Odell and Wolfgang. I went to Compton High with Jeff Trepanier and Game and Yada, the rapper Yada. Shout out to Yada. There's a lot of like I realized like, dang, these some legends. Oh, I ain't gonna say Game was a legend. I give Game his props, but I don't. That's a whole nother conversation. But I went to Westchester, then I went to Compton, and by the time I left, by the time I was in 12th grade, and the reason why I didn't go to Westchester my 12th grade year because I was working. I was just pretty much on a trajectory to just be like, you know what, I'm about to just start this adulting. I was ready to just, I was working. I was like, I'm gonna work and I'm gonna get my apartment, and I'm gonna go to Long Beach City College. I'm gonna do that. I was kind of planning. It didn't work out that way, but I was just planning on becoming an adult. So I was working at a movie theater as a manager in a high school, and I wanted to continue to work so I could go half day, work half a day, and then go to school half a day, work half a day. And Westchester wouldn't allow that. So I went to Compton and I did my thing. But Compton, well, I didn't hang out at lunch. At lunch, I went home and went to work because I didn't mess up on credits. I was good. Like my credits were, I had all my credits. I was good. So I didn't really senior year didn't really do the high school like cafeteria. So I say, he said, you seen it all dealing with all those different schools. Yeah, you already know. My last year at Compton, I think one of my people I went to junior, I was in junior high with my boy Clinton, uh, on Slauson and like Overhill or something. He ended up getting popped. And that was a sad day for the whole school. I wasn't there, but I know I was like, I junior high with this dude, and he wasn't even a gangbanger or nothing. He ended up just getting popped. So there was all kinds of stuff. And then my first day at Compton High, I lived literally, and this is how LA works. I'm not affiliated or nothing, but I live down the street from Centennial High. If everybody know, if you're from Compton, Centennial, West Side Compton, that's where Kendrick went. Down the street from King Drew. Kendrick went to Centennial. I was down the street from Centennial. I could have went to Centennial. I said, nope. I'd rather go to Compton. I grew up as a kid near Compton High, and I used to go to Compton High when they had their little performances and stuff. I loved Compton High. So I said, I'm gonna just go to Compton. I'm gonna go Compton High. That's what I'm gonna do. First time, and the reason why I didn't go to that blood school is because it was a blood school. I grew up in mainly Crip neighborhoods, and then even though I'm not affiliated, well, where'd you grow up? Or that's how ignorant a lot of these people are in LA. Yeah, Golden Bird was right across the street. This is 7-Eleven now. I don't even know if the 7-Eleven is there, but yeah, the Golden Bird was right there. I remember that. What was this? Okay, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, that Golden Bird, I don't even think it's there no more. That's the thing. But what I was saying was, hold on one second. Let me check on Jag because what the heck? Oh, there you go. I I just grabbed the other phone. I was about to text you. I'm like, what the heck? What the helly?
My
I was going
bad.
through my
I'm sorry. We got a phone call and
what
we
happened? I can barely hear you.
can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hold on. It's because of this, these this gay ass technology. Hold on.
Hello?
Okay. You
Hello?
hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Is the question.
Okay, there we go. This these
You can you
gay
hear
ass.
me?
I hear you. You
Okay.
said you got a phone call. What happened?
Yeah, I got a phone call and someone wanted to wish us congratulations on the channel making 100K. They were behind on the content and they just heard and they wanted to catch up. And also I think we have to do some volunteer work.
What type of volunteer work?
Election stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Um, glad you're back. I was just telling everybody because I was about to gear up and talk about the topic at hand. I was telling everybody about my high
Oh,
school
I got back just in
experience.
time.
Yeah, we'll see. So I was letting them know that I went down. I went to school down the street from the school that Kendrick graduated from. In fact, Art. Art is one of the teachers that worked at Centennial. My boy Art, shout out to Art. He got his Art New Style. If y'all ever, the Jaguar Ride hoodie stuff. That's
I didn't even realize I'm peeking up from the bottom.
um,
Ooh,
but Art.
no, you didn't tell me I gotta flip me
No, you ain't got to flip it. I'll just the way you look. You yeah. Yeah,
because I was from underneath. I was
my
coming
name
up
no
from the
neck. Look,
undercarriage.
watch the homosexual use this. My name no neck.
I'm done.
Oh,
See, look,
you look at you got the you got the
here we
TV. Okay,
go.
I got you. I got you.
Here
Um,
we go.
yeah. So I was letting everybody know. Shout out to my guy
But
Art.
there's you and then there's little you.
There we go. All right.
Wait a minute. Let me see
So
if I can make you come out of my neck.
I'll come out your neck eye.
Oh my
um,
God, I'm growing an Odell out of my neck.
you be
Okay, I'm done.
like mini me. Um, look, yeah, Art was one of the teachers that inspired Kendrick, and he went to Centennial. So he worked at Centennial. Art worked at Centennial. Kendrick went to Centennial. I lived down the street from Centennial, and I couldn't go to Centennial. Number one, I was living in a Crip neighborhood, Carver Park Crips. I was living in that Crip neighborhood, and I grew up in nothing but Crip hoods. I'm not affiliated or nothing. I never was affiliated, right? But I knew the politics, and I said I'm not even finna play with these kids here. I'm just going to school. I'm gonna get my little however many credits, 210. I think it was what 270 credits. I forget 210, something like that. I had enough. I was good. But the first day that I get to Compton High, there was a blood. So you knew he was a blood because he had on some. He was a gang member. He got stomped out in the front of the school. Like I was like, ooh,
Like
I'm
Boys in the
walking.
Hood style or Menace to Society
Like
style.
Menace to Society style, stomped out. He got stomped
Oh,
out. I was like, ooh. But it
that's
was a lot of
bad.
Crip. I was cool with I was cool. It was a lot of Crips. My homie was Pocket Hood Crip. He was that Pocket Hoods is over there. It was a bunch of Crip neighborhoods over there though. But I was just cool with. But like I was telling everybody, I grew up down the street from Compton
Hmm.
High in the farm. So I always knew Compton High and I loved Compton High. So I ended up
Yeah.
graduating from Compton High. But my high school experience was not I didn't have a like cafeteria high school experience at Compton High because when my fourth period came after lunch, I went home because I had to work and I had enough credits. I just did four. I did first semester did like four classes. Second semester I did four. I was good, so I didn't go to the cafeteria.
Look at how smart you were. Look at the smart man. I did
I was smart enough to realize the system that what they was doing with anyway. That's a whole nother. Um, but now I'm telling everybody. I said social media nowadays is like the high school cafeteria, and it's
in West Philadelphia, born and raised. On the playground is where I spend most of my days. You want to know the thing that I hate? Like, I used to think that that was cute, that that used to be like a representative of Philly, and now I am so offended
why? Why are you offended?
because that rap is more recognizable than most of the great hip hop artists that ever came out of Philadelphia.
Chilling out, Maxon.
Outside of the school, when a couple of guys that were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight. My mom got scared. I said, "You better make your auntie and uncle and Billy." The corniest shit that ever came out of Philadelphia became the most memorable and monumental shit ever. And all the real hip hop. Like, ooh, ooh, you got it. Go, go, go. The glamorous life.
or
Like,
or
you
even it
know,
takes two. It takes two to make a
well,
thing go right.
number one, that's the sad part because that's the next most recognizable song out of Philadelphia. I want to rock right now. I'm rock bass and I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock a microphone because I get stupid. I'm being outrageous. Stay away from me if you're contagious. Guess I'm a no, not a loser. You know, see, look, the lady love me, girls adore me. I meet even the ones who never saw me, like the way that I rhyme at a show. The reason why, man, I don't know. So let's go. Oh,
Do the Kevin
uh,
Patch,
uh,
nigga.
it
Do the
tastes
Kevin
good to
Patch.
make a
Do the
thing
kid and
go
play.
right.
Do the kid
You
and
know,
play. Do the
we
kid and
was
play.
doing the running. No, we were doing the Running
Yeah,
Man in
exactly.
biker
That's what I was
shorts,
doing. The Running
and then
Man.
but the girl that was freaking him, I got an idea that I want to share. You don't like it, so what? I
So
don't
what? I
care.
don't care. That's another joint.
Basically,
If you ain't hip hop, if you don't know that. If you don't know
but
that
wait,
song, you ain't hip hop.
no, but what's really funny is you pointed out that the names of the two people in the group attached to the song
Crack.
represent the crack epidemic in America.
DJ Easy Rock in
And
LA
Rob
before it
Bass.
became crack, it was called Easy Rock
I
or Ready
know.
Rock. It was called Easy Rock or Ready Rock. And Rob Bass.
Bass. How low can you go? Ooh,
Bass.
oh, what a brother know.
Bass
No,
head.
but yeah, but that's what they called, you know, when before the rock, they was freebasing.
Yeah.
They was basing
Yeah.
and they called them
Shout
bass
out to Richard
heads.
Pryor. Shout out to
Man, they
Richard
didn't
Pryor.
come back. They didn't come back for the coke. Man, they came back for the bass. You know,
So
like
bass.
no, but that's funny. That's the crazy part about it.
Here's your
So
guy
you
saying no
have
shirt.
the
So,
the
FYI, I'm
most
sorry. This is
oh
your shirt. This is to represent Diddy being in jail. Because Diddy is
uh
not coming out, y'all.
God
Diddy is
said
not coming out.
no.
God
At
said
least
no.
not
The
for a
bad boy is
while.
being locked up.
At least
This is
not for a while.
yeah. This so if you want one, these are on Jaguar's website, thejaguar.com. But yeah, you're back to the base.
No, but my
Um,
thing is the two most recognizable and popular songs that come out of Philadelphia. One, the names of the group represented the crack epidemic, and then the other is the greatest hip hop plant of all time.
that's a
Like
damn shame.
that's
That's a damn shame.
like no, seriously, that's Philly. That's Philly. That's Philly. And it just goes to show you that the predictive programming was already set into place once they saw the power of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know how many
Yeah.
rappers from Philadelphia deserved having the whole world knowing their lyrics? Deserve the whole world like knowing and supporting what they're doing. And it turned out to be Will Smith with one of the
Yeah.
corniest rap songs ever written on the face of this earth. And by the way, the song wasn't about representing Philly. The song was talking about how terrible Philly was and how he had to get away from there so that he could
Mm.
survive and live a good
Yeah.
life in
Yeah.
California with the rich white people. Like everything, like
Yeah.
nobody's really paying attention to that. That's what the song is about. The song is about a mother being terrified of her child being slain in the streets of Philadelphia, so she had to send him away from his home. There was nothing about that. That's why when they came back, that's why when they did Summertime was such a big regional record because it was celebrating our hometown. It was the first record that they had that was really
That
celebrating.
was
Don't forget,
regional. That was global. I mean, that we was summertime was
no,
popping out here. What
well,
are you talking about?
understand this. Will Smith's records weren't huge at home.
Okay.
It was the first record that him and Jeff did that was accepted and stamped by the region, where you could ride down any street in Philadelphia. It didn't matter if you were driving on the E-way or if you were driving on the back streets or you were on the Platte, if you were going through Fairmount Park, if you were out in North Philly, if you was out Cheltenham, if you was coming down Mount Airy, if you was riding all the way down Ridge Avenue, like it did not matter where you were. If you were in Center City, if you was riding through the neighborhood, if you was down Jewelers Row, if you was down South Street on the pier, if you was down the Navy Shipyard, like wherever you were in Philadelphia, when that record came out, it personified city unity, and everyone was so summer, summer, summertime, and you heard it consistently on the radio for 5, 6 years. Matter of fact, when spring would hit, that would be one of the records that went into heavy rotation. The only
Mhm.
other record that got that kind of love regionally, that had like the stamp, the Delaware Valley stamp on it, was This Is How We Do, Bahamadia. When it comes on, you go to right now.
Oh
Shoot,
yeah, yeah, that was big.
right now.
That was
Shoot.
big.
But you want to know what's funny? The rest of her songs, like Three the Hard Way, like
Two
all of that
honey, what was it? The
amazing.
honey buns, the honey.
Yeah,
Cause I had that. I got that whole. I got Bahamadia's whole album. I used to.
like
That
yeah,
was a
but guess
shit.
what? Those songs were bigger in New York than they were in Philadelphia. This Is How We Do was the record, and you want to know why? Because at the end of the record, Scott, rock, rock on. She did the
Hmm.
roll call and called
Hmm.
everybody in Philadelphia hip hop. That's the only reason that song. The beat was dope as hell, of
That beat was
course,
hard, and the
but
hook, and she's
nobody,
singing.
but no, yeah, but no, but even still, it was the shout outs that made it. Like Philadelphia was always looking for something
Yeah, I got you.
to solidify that we existed because we lived in the shadow of New York.
Yeah.
Um,
Cash, money, money, rock, rock on. And she was
uh-huh.
giving, yeah, she was giving it up. You're right. Like now I'm listening to, I'm like, oh, she said, uh, did she say Scholar Rock? Or no, no, she didn't say Scholar Rock. She said, I'm trying to
Easy
think of all the
Rock.
people she said. But she said, yeah, she said enough people. I get it. I get it now. I get it. I get
Everybody
it.
that mattered. 100X, rock, rock on. Champ and ruggedness, champ ruggedness, rock, rock on. Like she called out everybody. She even shouted out, well, she talked about Charlie Mack in the song. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
so she,
yeah.
Charlie Mack first out the limo. You know what I like? She shouted out the whole damn city. She even shouted out some of the radio jocks.
Mm-hmm.
Like that song and Summertime were like the two songs in the 90s that really unified Philadelphia as a solidified and appreciated metropolis. And yeah, it was but it's wild though, because outside of that, even still, the two most recognizable songs was based around getting the hell out of Philadelphia to save your life and the crack epidemic.
What about
You want to know
Freeway?
what's funny? You want to know what's funny? They Rob Bass actually got busted for doing pharmaceutical eventually, yeah. It was wild.
Well, well,
Um, by the time the only reason um any of the state property stuff hit was because it was stamped by Rockefeller, which was New
Rock,
York.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it gave Philly that sense of second city pride. Yeah, well, we're stamped by New York. We might be Philly, but we're stamped by New York. So it made them feel special. And it was up and coming and it was a black label. So that's what that was all about. But the truth is, well, nobody in Philly really tripping off of anybody from Philly. Look, that's the one thing from Philly that I hate. Um, our
Y'all
city,
didn't look out for each other. Y'all didn't. Yeah,
hell
I get it.
no, hell no.
Yeah,
There was no lookout. Everyone was waiting for someone
crabs
else
in
to
a barrel.
fail. Everyone
Yeah.
was waiting for someone else to fail so they could say it. And it's crazy because in a city of really, really, really dope individuals, you would think that it would go the other way around. But the one thing that I would always say in my interviews is that Philadelphia, what it was a diamond mine. In a diamond mine, you have this rock, and it's put under so much pressure, under all this dark and all of this hard coal, this black, and what emerges from it eventually with enough pressure are these beautiful, beautiful rare stones. But you can't get those rare stones without all of that pressure, and that's what
Yeah.
Philadelphia was.
Yeah. Got it.
That's what
Yeah.
Philadelphia was.
Understood. Understood.
I used to
Understood.
call it Krypton because in Philly, everybody was Superman, but you didn't realize how dope you were and that you could fly until you left there. Other than
Yeah.
that, everybody could do it, so it was no big deal. And meanwhile, while we were busy stuck in that mindset, New York was taking advantage of us and literally sucking us dry of all of our resources, and then pump, you know, fronting it and faking it for the corporations in the city. Like it, yeah, it's typical, but
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what happened. I
Well,
don't know how we got there, but we got there.
yeah, I don't know either, but nonetheless, we about to move on. Because essentially, the topic I was talking about my high school days. Now I'm just like not hip hop, freaking social media. Social media feels like high school. It's like social media. You figure social media will kill the high school drama. It didn't do nothing but upgrade it. And I wanted to get the people in the chat to like kind of chime in on this. Do y'all feel like social media nowadays, when I say nowadays, I'm talking about, past couple of years, is like high school drama, high school cafeteria drama? Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, moving forward, social media is gonna be more like a dang on cartoon. You already see a lot of Sora stuff on your IG chat, on your IG feed, and it's meant like that. You're supposed to see all types of absurdities right now in this day, because I don't want to go into what's going on in the White House and stuff like that, but it's certain things they just don't want you to see or believe. I'll just say it like that, right? And so the more absurd something looks, you're like, oh, okay, here we go. That's AI. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, uh, people, in the future, things are going to be more like a cartoon, but
Can I
now
put
it's
you
like
on
high school
game?
drama.
Can I put you on game about something that's happening right now on YouTube that is that
Sure.
exact situation? Okay, so the guy, what's his name? Matt Barnes or Mark Barnes, the actor?
Uh huh.
Okay, so let's make a long story short. He was in a relationship, or I think he was married or something like that, or engaged or whatever, committed
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, one day this girl slips into his DMs. He was, kind of flirting with her back and forth. He had never met her in person, whatever the case may be. Went back and forth with her, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Um, him and his woman, they ended up, making their relationship work. She got pregnant and she was a little older than him. So it was a high risk pregnancy and he was just trying to keep the stress off. So he says. And so the girl comes back and she was like, yo, what's up? What's good? And he was like, look, me and my woman is together. We're having a baby. He said the girl went ballistic on him, accused him of leading her on, and was like, I'm gonna let your woman know what you was doing with me. And he was like, look, I don't want to do that. How do we work this out? So she was like, give me 5,000 a month to help me out because I thought you was really gonna be my man, whoopty whoopty woo, and I don't want to have to ruin your life. So apparently, he sent her about $65,000 over the course of, X amount of months. And in the midst of all of that, he was still kind of staying in touch with her, just like checking in with her to make sure she wasn't going to bug up on him, whatever the case may be. Next thing you know, he gives her last payment on December, and she's like, I'm gonna tell your woman. Now, what was funny is before he gave her the last payment, like every time it seemed like he was about to start straying, certain details about things that happened between the two of them about him started popping up on social media, on a blogger site. The blogger that it ended up on was Tasha K.
Wow.
So she was leaking little tidbits like to try to keep him locked in to make sure that he paid her. But after the baby was born, there was no need to keep paying her. I think he confessed and came clean to the woman, and he was like, boom, he gave her the final payment. She went ballistic, like, you can't be shorting me, whoopty whoopty woo, whatever the case may be. So then she turned over everything that she had to Tasha K to come at him. Now, this is the issue. He is saying that all of the things that she turned over to Tasha K that Tasha K has been running with, a good share of it was AI to make him sound like he was saying things that he really
Mm,
wasn't saying.
mm.
So to really juice it up and to make it sound like super uber
Of
duper
course.
crazy.
Of
So
course.
now So now he's suing her, but he's also suing Tasha K because Tasha
Yeah.
K publicized all of this stuff. And now Tasha K is trying to pretend like she had no idea and she had no awareness and it was not her fault that this woman gave her AI stuff because and so basically Tasha K is like Tasha K is like so basically she's trying to say, how are you gonna sue me for running with the information that you paid her to keep quiet. Like you knew it was out there. You paid her to keep it quiet. So this has nothing to do with me. It's not my
She
fault.
she's still
I ran with it.
she's still liable. What is she talking about? Ain't
Wait a
she's still
minute.
liable?
Wait a minute. Well, your boy Flacco
Oh
is
shit.
is is running disinformation saying that what the girl is doing is extortion and that's against the law. But it's not Tasha K. This has nothing to do with Tasha K. This isn't Tasha K's fault. He's an idiot. He shouldn't have ever gave that woman any money in the first place. Whoopty whoopty woo. And Tasha K Tasha this. And what I realize is Troll Farm sticks together. Troll Farm looks out for its own.
Yeah.
I thought y'all got Miss Trashy K out of all algorithms. Listen to me, we're getting close. So any who's in, right? So I'm sitting there listening to this crap, and you and I, we know better. Because if there's one thing that we know that Trashy K knows how to differentiate, it's AI. Because she's used it against me. So there's absolutely no way in the world
That she
that
didn't
she
know.
didn't know that that girl was AI in content to give to her. They came up with a little, oh, it's not my fault. It's not my responsibility. I didn't do it. Whoopty whoopty woo. While you sitting there busy running up the numbers, we know for a fact that you and your husband check run that crap. I actually have audio of my son admitting that you AI the last
Yep.
interview that he came to Florida to
Yep.
do with you. And you know
Yep.
what? You goofy ass hoe, just like in high school, since you want to spread around lying ass notes and lying on people, I think maybe Mr. Man could use our assistance in making sure that you don't get away with this, you goofy asshole. You knew
You
it was
you
AI.
could. No, you could. You could. And I'm all here for it. Yeah. How much is he trying to get her for?
Millions.
That's what's up. You know, she used a copyrighted photo that I own, but I'm uh, I'm that's something that I'm gonna let that I'm gonna just like all my other cases that I got
You ain't
going.
gotta say
That's
you ain't gotta
one
say no
I'm
more.
gonna
What
let
I
that
do
sit.
know,
It's gonna sting.
what I do know is this. I feel I feel inclined, I feel compelled to offer this man my information to help him win his lawsuit. Because you know what? Somehow the troll farm and the Schluminati done worked it out. So she ain't never gotta pay Cardi B. Bitch, you gonna pay somebody.
You're gonna pay somebody for sure. She gonna pay me.
No more,
I know
no
she
more
gonna pay me.
subsidized, no more subsidized and free lunches.
You're gonna
You
pay
gotta
me.
pay
I
for
know
your
that for a
lunch.
fact.
No more free chocolate milk.
That's crazy. I see. I thought you were going with that story. I thought you were gonna go like the story that It's
Well,
similar
no,
to
this
what
whole
you.
this whole story runs along with what you were saying. The whole, high school,
Yeah.
and AI and making it hard for people to believe and whoopty whoopty whoop. So yeah, I thought that fit in.
No, it did. It did. Because it's about the emotional currency that we had as teenagers. Almost, it's still being ran through as people are in their late 50s sometimes, still on the same, stupid ish. I was gonna say there was a story. I don't know if you
That
guys
part,
heard
Auntie
about this.
Leah.
Did y'all hear about this one guy who this girl told him, young guy, told him she was pregnant, but she tricked him and didn't let him go to any of the doctors and nothing like that. He
Oh
ended
yeah.
up, thinking he was really gonna have a kid. And he threw a baby. His family threw a baby shower for her and all that. Come to find out, when it come down to it, she was just fat. I'm not lying. She was just, hold on. Let me find this. She was
It
just
sounds
fat.
like it sounds like Rasputia from Norbit. And when she said she farted, she said, "There you go, you got twins." No, but oh, so she had kids. She was pregnant. Here goes your child. Here goes your other child. Twins. But no, listen to me. I got a story that's worse than that. I told you about my cousin that had six baby daddies and one child, right?
Yeah,
It was back in the 80s before, child support was digitized and everything was typed out in paperwork and nobody, knew what was going on. She had one child and six baby daddies, and she was collecting five different child support checks from five different men. And she was able to collect all the way up until he was almost she used to say it all the time, y'all bitches are stupid. Y'all running around here worried about having one baby daddy and getting one check. She was like, I got a kid and I got five. Five. And I'm just like, damn. I'm like, but that would mean that you had to sleep with all of them so that they would think that it was possible that this was their kid. And she was like, and it was funny because the actual father of her child was in on the whole thing. She ended up taking his life.
wow,
She ended up taking his life years later, and then she went to
wow,
jail
that's sad. That is
for seven
sad.
years. Yeah. Well, I told you about when he hit her in the head with the 2x4 and he left her there on the kitchen to bleed out of her head. And then when she woke up, she had the blood all over. And he was sitting there eating the cereal in his drawers. And so that's when she got the sharp kitchen
Yeah, yeah,
object.
yeah, yeah.
And
Oh,
it
yeah,
yeah. And then she finished him off in the street after he got away. And that's why she had to go to jail. Otherwise, it would have been self defense. But she should, she wouldn't let him, you know. She wanted to make sure it was done. So it was a lot. It was a lot. Hell of a hustler.
yeah,
It was, yeah. One baby,
yeah.
six baby daddies.
This is the woman, and you can just tell. Look, she's just a bad built, uh, scheming ass. This is sad. This is sad. But this is some high school
No.
ish. And the poor
Wait a minute.
guy,
They was in high school?
no, I didn't say they were in high school. I said this is the
Oh.
high school type ish.
Oh no, I was about to say, listen to me. She is shaped like the great ape.
She shaped like she pregnant by Mickey D's.
She looks like an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, she
You
looked
wanna
like
know what I
Mucinex
don't
booger.
you wanna know what I don't understand? Why he thought that balancing on her stomach like a bean bag was worth it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he literally to get on top of her for missionary, he would literally like be suspended in the air.
that's sad.
Look at her. Look at she's so wide. Even her arms don't lay all the way down on the side.
ah, ah,
Like she's so big, her knees is turned in, and she's
yeah,
not
ah.
knock kneed naturally. Like that's just you can hear her knees crying. Her knees is crying.
Lord.
And he's sitting there making the hearts on the stomach, and
And
this is
it
what
ain't
I
nothing
don't.
but she. That's a damn
This is what
burger. She pregnant.
all I can.
She pregnant by
What?
Doolins.
No, she wasn't. She pregnant by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Listen to me.
That
This is what I don't understand. She wouldn't let him go to the doctor. Why in God's name didn't he get a glass and put it up to her stomach and listen for a heartbeat?
yeah, something.
Like you listen through the wall to people's conversation when you put the glass to the wall and you listen through the other end and you can hear what's going on. He could have tried that.
He could have.
Why ain't
Yeah.
try that? What do you mean? Why is her arm so long? How's she supposed to reach around to wipe her ass? God knew what he was doing. Can you imagine if she had short arms? How's she gonna wipe her ass? And that's funny because it looks like with all of that size that she got going, it looks like her ass was flat.
Ha!
Like her ass
Well,
was pushed in the back, like everything was up front.
this person ass wasn't flat. Shout out to this. It says influencer confronts kid at Walmart to ask him why he was laughing while walking behind her. The kid's response: "It's like big for your size," referring to her behind. This is what's on social media right now. Literally, right
I'm
now.
not understanding. What are you telling me? What is this?
Here's what she said. Hold on.
I'm walking in Walmart and I walk past these kids and they just start like laughing like something was funny. I turn around and ask them, what's funny? Because I'm kids always laugh when I walk past, like, what's funny to you? Me. No, I'm talking. Come here. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to ask you something. I'm not mad. Oh, where your grandma? I don't want to get you in trouble. So, question. I just want to ask y'all because I know a lot of kids, they laugh at my butt, but I'm not a kid, so I don't know what would make them laugh. Can you tell me what made you laugh? I just want to know from the kids, because I just don't, I'm not a kid, so I just don't, but a lot of kids do that. I don't know what's funny about it. Oh, it's just like, it's like big for your size. Oh, okay, so that makes sense.
You got something going on in the background, Jack.
Oh,
Thank you, baby. Thank
They so the kids said it was too big for her size. It was too big for her size.
I mean,
But
they're not
my thing
lying.
is well, it is, but my thing is like, why are you approaching some damn kids about your ass? The fuck is wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
Why is she approaching kids about her ass?
Why is she posting about it?
Number one, why is she approaching the kids? I know if I would have saw that, and number one, I keep my eyes on the kids,
See, this is the
100%.
thing. See, this is the thing. Where were the children's parents? Because the mother should have walked up to her and said, "Excuse me?
Yeah, exactly.
Does anybody want to hear about that shit?" Eh,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
see,
listen to me. At least the kids told her the truth. You know what I mean? What they could have said is, "You look like one of the characters in one of my children's books."
a bug's life.
You want to know what I don't understand? She intentionally put those pants on.
Exactly.
You know
That see that
exactly how big your ass is. You could have just wore sweatpants. You could have wore a muumuu. You didn't
yeah.
need to go to the store like that. You wanted your pants up the crack of your ass. You wanted people looking at you. That's what you wanted. The sad part is that you're saying that people laugh at you regularly and you still haven't learned how to adjust your wardrobe. which means you wanted to do the attention, which means that this post was sheer vanity. And see, I don't see her any difference than that substitute.
Yeah, yeah,
There
yeah,
seems to be an epidemic of adults who are just like, inappropriate with kids these days.
yeah. It's getting out of hand. It really is. It's yeah. It's getting out of hand.
I tell you what I want to
I
know.
I need to call my guy.
You see how
Like,
long her fingernails is?
hmm
How's she properly cleaning her ass with those
you
fingernails
you know
without
you know it
ripping
stinks.
something out?
Unless you got a bidet, lady, you know you ain't wiping properly.
You hear the
We
way
we
she
know
talk.
it stank.
She's got a body, and
Nasty.
even if you said bidet to her, she would think that you was from the bayou and
She be
asking her
talking about
about
some
her body.
beignets, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Being, mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
Ma'am, do you have a
Um,
bidet? Don't be asking me about my body.
yeah. These people are. You got a bunch of grown adults that operate.
Man, they ain't adults.
They operate less maturely than 12-year-olds. In
They're
all
they're
honesty,
they're children over the age of 18 is what they are.
that's a good one. Yeah, like she need like that's why I said Chris Hansen.
Mm-mm-mm. That's the world we live in.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Jesus,
So
keep us all near the cross, where there is a precious fountain that you can take these retards and drown them in.
I'm saying,
That's a hell of a spin. Jesus, keep me near the cross where there's a precious fountain free to all who need to be drowned and leave them in the water. Have mercy. Talk about revival and praise and worship. Mm-mm. Yeah. Near the cross, near the cross. Yeah, Lord. Mm. So what else we got? We talking about?
I wanted everybody else to chime in because I'm like,
Yeah.
these people, I mean,
I
people
don't
do
think
things for
anybody
popular
sees
people.
crazy stuff except for us.
Probably, I'm laughing at just people doing things for popularity. We talk about these online clicks. We talk about the I mean, if you want to go deep, we talk about the psychology and the culture behind why these grown ass adults act like teenagers online. If everybody was really out here handling business and not trying to be uh, social media stars, then I think yeah, that's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Then he dipped into a car, a stolen over, raced up the block doing 83, crashed into a tree near university, rat-a-tat-tat, and all the cops scattered. He was only 17 in a madman's dream. A cop out there that can hear him scream. This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. Just another case about the wrong cast. Straight or narrow or your soul gets scared. Good night. That's what I got. That's what I got. Sirens, he seemed astounded, and before long the little boy got surrounded. He dropped his gun, and so went the glory. And this is the way I have to end this story. He was only 17 in a madman's dream. I'm about to get, I guess, okay, just ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. Just another about the wrong path. Yeah, yeah. Oh, have
Mm,
mercy. Have
there's
a hey,
so much
Kiki ass.
there's so much stuff going on online. I don't even want to post a lot of this stuff. It's like, and
It's
that's the
tra- it,
thing
it's
too.
trash. They're doing this on purpose. They're doing
Yeah,
this on purpose. They are trying to make us annoyed. They are trying to distract us. They are trying to make an elephant disappear in a crowded tent. Exactly. What's up with them Epstein files? That's the
uh,
elephant. Social
yeah,
media is the crowded tent.
yeah, yeah.
Now let
It's
me
a
tell you
lot.
something. They all dirty. Democrats, Republican, they all dirty. It's just we're gonna figure out who it all is, and it's about to go down. It's about to go down. I got the. Mhm. Hey, young world, the world is yours. My yacht funny.
Yeah, there's just a whole lot of disappointing stuff
You want to know
online.
what
But
I find the
nowadays,
most disappointing? I'm gonna tell you what I find the most disappointing. That the troll farm is running around still pretending like they was actually um have real lawsuits. Like that's disappointing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait till they see a real one. They're probably gonna be petrified, terrified.
I don't
Real
even want to say
paperwork,
nothing. I don't
real
even want to say
paperwork.
nothing.
Baking soda, baking soda, baking soda.
Well,
Ooh.
AB was released from jail just
Antonio
now.
Brown
Yeah,
on bond.
$25,000. Yeah,
That's it. They
that's it.
extradited him all the way back from Abu Dhabi just to let him go for $2,500.
25,000.
Oh, so his bail was 250.
If the bond is 25K, then I don't know what the bond was 25K.
It okay. If the bond was only 25K, then surety is only 10%. That's $2,500.
Okay.
If he had to pay 2,500 to get out, then that means his bond was 250, and that adds more up with the charge of attempted red rum. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, if they let him out for $2,500, it costs more money to bring him back. They wasted taxpayers' dollars for that.
The gas alone is 25K from Dubai to the
Like,
US.
my God. I'm like, y'all wanted him that bad? It's terrible. They should have just let him run out of couscous.
Yeah, that's it. It's I'm just sitting here like you say, yeah. The main thing though, y'all, the focus is you. The focus is for actually you need to focus on you and what it is that um you need to do. And don't get caught up in these childish games. There's just a whole bunch of a lot of immaturity online. You figure the way online is in comparison to how it was back day. Um,
What you
and we were
talking
talking about
about?
hip hop, huh?
I look back in the day. I waited for the AOL music to come on.
Yeah, the time the any before 2005, 2006.
Ask me how many times I got on. I actually got on MySpace.
How many
Ask me
times?
physically. Six,
How many times?
six.
6. Yeah. Well, I was on Black Planet all the damn time.
And guess what? I
But
didn't
Black
start
Planet,
being I didn't start being on social media regularly until like 3 years after I had a Facebook account and I started using it to promote my independent shows as an independent
right?
artist. I didn't become a little bit more fluid at social media and like being online more regularly, more frequently until Instagram. And then that's when I realized the whole world is online. If you want to have access to the world and you want to move things around, you want to sell your product, you want to be able to promote your music, you gotta be online. I never wanted to be online. I told you that when I finally checked all of my text messages in my phone, like I had thousands of them, and because I didn't know that SMS meant text message, I thought it was a bill collector.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was a dinosaur.
Hmm.
What I am now is amazing. I never wanted to have anything. Look, seriously, if you had told me back in 2004 that I was going to be this involved in technology, that I was going to be in content creating and media and all of that stuff, I would have told you out of your damn mind.
Yeah, being I guess, and there's pretty much an end. Hold on. There's pretty much. I think it's about to be like over with for a lot of this online stuff and a lot of these shenanigans. Like
Oh yeah,
doing all types of people doing all types of stuff online. Don't think
everything
that
comes to an end.
everything comes to an end, but don't think that you don't get caught. Like think about this.
Oh, you mean
Serial
they think they
unalive.
gonna sneak away? You think
Yeah, yeah.
they think they gonna
No,
sleep
no, no.
away off into the dark and ain't
Right,
nobody gonna figure it out because they
right.
anonymous and stuff? Oh no, oh no.
No, serial unalivers. They probably thought back in the day, they can get around and do what they do. Them grapers, they can turn around. They think they can do what they do, but they didn't. They didn't. Wait, oh wait, what? There's this thing called DNA. Oh my god! Like, just imagine when was DNA like a
DNA, there,
thing?
DNA, there's this thing called a mini mart because that's where usually most of them get caught. They went to the mini mart, they was getting some Ben
And
and
drink a
Jerry's
soda.
Chunky Monkey, and then the next thing you know, the police seen them and they recognized them from something, and then they forgot to put on, or their blinker was out because they didn't change the bulb because they didn't want to stop from town to town and they were sleeping during the day and didn't get it fixed. And then next thing you know, they get pulled over and then they go to check the car, and then that's when they find all the body parts in the trunk, and then next thing you know, everybody go to jail. That's how they get caught. They don't ever get caught by sophisticated police work. They get caught by accident, and then all of the police work that was done adds up while they in custody.
I remember
God don't play.
some fool broke into um my folks' house, and I came right on time to catch this fool hopping the fence and running away. So I was an eyewitness.
Mhm.
I saw this fool. He really thought he was gonna get away, and then the police didn't. I found him, and how I found him was my homeboy. Uh, Worked at my homeboy was like Jewish cat, high end at Activision, worked somewhere. And I just hit him like, "Yo, this dude work here?" Yeah, because I found out he had a new job. So I did my
Mhm.
thing, and I ended up following him home. My boy told me, just confirmed, oh yeah, he works here. I just went there, followed him home, called the police on him, and said, hey, there's a situation because he left fingerprints. He left fingerprints getting into the whatever, right? And then police did not even want to do nothing, to be honest. They didn't want to do nothing, but LAPD, they were like, okay, this is a real lead because I had to pull out all that. I had all, because I'm this is years ago. He ended up going to jail. I think he did like 2 years or something, like straight up. Now, police would have never, they would have just been like, whatever. They don't care. Police don't be caring. You know what I'm saying? But I did all the legwork for him, and I basically I was, what's that meme? Let me pull up the meme real quick. The
Police
the
don't
the,
go to
the
work to work. They didn't show up to work.
no, no, no. And shout out to the police officers who do work, because there's a bunch that do work. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
unless there's paperwork involved, then they just let shit slide.
Right, exactly. You know, yeah, like I was basically uh this fool right here because um, you know, hold on. What happened was this,
And guys,
and
thank
to
you
see
for
the
the
thing is
61s like. Please keep liking.
I don't get paid to investigate. I know that as a police officer. I mean, as a citizen. But if you doing something and it affects me, oh, guess what? I'm this guy right here. And but I'm not just going to be this. I'm going to have proof. I'm going to have evidence. Like it's going to make sense. Like I make it connect. I make it connect. So essentially, LAPD did not want to do anything at first, and then I had to go pull up the warrant number, all that. I'm like, "Yeah, this is this guy. I was the witness, blah blah." He came out of the house because he was hiding in the house. He knew I was following him and all that. And then he came out, and then I got him caught up or whatever because the ones were there, and then they got him. They did what they did. So you think you are going to get away with certain stuff, but like just it just so happened that he worked at one of the companies that my buddy is like a lead. He was one of the lead admin, not admin, but he's somebody big there. He wasn't like, he was like level of the damn CEO type deal. He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, yeah, yeah, I got you. And he of course he didn't want to get his hands dirty or nothing like that. He just was like, oh yeah, yeah, no, that's cool. He works here, he gets off at this time. And he told me what it was. So when things happen, and when it comes into these not just the YouTube streets, yeah, I am a detective. Look, when something happened though, and when I go, like, don't get me started. That's all I gotta say. There's some illegal stuff that recently happened, and it's like, do you understand how surveillance work? Do you know how I could be standing in front of a
I don't,
business?
just let it go. Just let it go.
Yeah,
Just let it
like
go. Let it
people
go.
people
Let it
don't know.
go.
Like you
Let
don't know
it
how
go.
surveillance
Let
works.
it go, man. Let it
I-
go.
But I'm just saying, it's just an example. I'm just saying you don't know how surveillance
Eh,
works. People
Let me
people
tell
do
you
all kind of
something.
don't
Either
do dumb stuff
cops,
online and don't do
either
dumb stuff
cops
in real life.
either cops ain't doing their job or they doing too much of their job. Like I got very close people to me that was sitting in their house one day minding their business. One of them was a banker, the other one was a doctor. They were a wonderful family, had lovely children, got a dog, the whole 9 yards. Next thing you know, they sitting there minding their business, having brunch, and in come the police, kicked in the
Mm,
door with a ramrod, threw everybody,
mm,
including the kids, on the ground, zip tied everybody. It was talking about everybody was going to jail, the whole 9 yards. They came, the warrant squad came in heavy. By the time they finally checked the IDs and went through all of that, after they terrorized them, terrorized the kids, and did all of that, guess what? The warrant that they were serving, the people that they were looking for, hadn't lived at that house in 15 years.
ooh.
In
Well,
15
sound like a
years.
lawsuit to
That's
me.
that's the city of Phil. Oh, guess what? There was no lawsuit.
Why?
Qual- Qualified immunity is what it ended up turning out to be. They
Bull,
tried to sue.
bull,
It,
bull.
listen to me. They tried to sue. They ended up wasting tens of thousands of dollars on lawyers trying to get the lawsuit. The only thing that the city did, I believe, was they covered their expenses so that they could all go to therapy and get therapy to help them. They got free therapy for like a year
Wow.
to deal with the PTSD and the trauma. But they ruled it in policy and qualified immunity because they said that the officers, they came through the door in good faith, and was everything that they did was by the book, or whatever the
By the
case may
book.
be.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Yeah.
whoever it was that gave them the address in the dispatch, it was the dispatch who did it wrong, and they had already been fired, so there was no need to sue the city.
That's some bull crap. But the
You want to
thing
know what's
is
funny? You want to know what's funny? The person that they said fired, they just moved it to the mayor's office.
yeah, that's what happens a lot of times. A lot of people don't get fired; they just get transferred. But yeah, don't do
Hold on, did
anything
she get moved to the
stupid.
mail? Was it the mayor's office, or did she get moved to the bail? I think she might have got moved to bail to
But what I'm
processing
saying,
bail.
well, all I'm saying is like, don't do nothing stupid. Like people do stupid stuff, and then what they do is, like, hold on, what's that? I'm sorry, this damn thing ain't. Why is it not? I'm trying to send
My thing
something.
is
Um,
how in the hell do you issue a warrant and you didn't even bother to check and see whose name is on the property now? Y'all just ran with it. Somebody was there 15 years ago. 15 years ago. You
15
ain't even
years. A
bother to
lot of
check.
things changed in 15 years. Yeah, yeah, it was tripping.
Man,
It was tripping.
they came through the door with ramrods, zip tied the kids,
That is cold.
manhandled, manhandled the dog. I'm like, what the hell was the kids gonna do? Whoop your ass with Play-Doh?
Ha ha. Man, that's
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
wild. That is wild.
Like
That's
I said,
wild.
either they don't do their job or they do too much of their job.
Yeah.
So there's no even medium with cops.
Damn shame. But yeah, I mean, you know, today social media, it's like the cop situation. People do too much, and I think in the future though, you
There's
gonna
a
have a lot less
lot of
people.
people on this app that do too much that's used to getting away with it. The question is, when your luck change, how you gonna handle it?
Oh, they no, they're gonna be the victim. That's all. They're the ones who's gonna be the victims.
I mean,
So
that's what happened to me, Juju. I got arrested in the pool, and they asked me if I knew my rights, and I just asked to check because I was live. I said, put a one in the chat if you understand my right. Sure did. Sure
that's
did.
hilarious.
Yeah. They asked me over in real life why I did that. I said, well, because they said that I was a maniac and I was crazy, so I figured I ought to ask somebody.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I got a great sense of humor. My God. Well, what you doing? What we doing? What's going on? We kicking it?
Um, I'm done. I'm sitting there like my son's debit card. I gotta. Okay.
Oh Lord.
All right. Let me look into this.
Oh
Anyway,
boy.
anyway, anyway. Um. Oh, I gotta join your Patreon. I totally forgot. Y'all, don't sleep. This
God
is
said no.
these are for available on the site. I'm glitching,
You gotta hold it
but yeah.
closer to you.
Now I just take the green screen off. Boom. God said no. I got to get the whole TM trademark on the thing, but overall, you go to Jaguar's website. That is Diddy's not getting out. Diddy ain't getting out because God
God
said no.
said no.
For real, for real. Let me get my
Diaz.
battery.
Diaz dog.
Yeah.
That's what it
So
says
yeah,
backwards. Diaz dog
D
on.
D
Diaz dog on.
D no, on. Okay, yeah, you're right. I was looking at my other. Okay,
I
but
used
yeah.
to speak pig Latin. You hear me? Oh yay,
Mm-hmm.
oh yay. Etiquette?
Oh, oh yeah. What?
Oh yay, oh yay, oh nay. Etiquette?
Hectic K.
Edit yay. It
I,
was a
I'm
joke.
I,
It
I'm
was a joke.
I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't catch it.
If you have you ever
I
seen
can
the
say
movie High Anxiety,
nah.
you'll understand once I
All
show
right,
you
I'll
that
look it up.
movie.
I can
So
say
anywho, wait a
Ukfe
minute,
Uye
wait a
Ichbe.
minute. He's never getting
You
out.
heard that one.
Wait,
I
what? What'd you say?
said Ukfe Uye Ichbe.
And guess what? And guess what? OBKB.
What? Oh God.
No, hold on a second. Uye, now K.
Now, okay, what? No, I don't know what pig language it don't work
Uye,
like
now
that.
K. Yes, it does. Uye, now K.
Now you don't know. You don't use vowels. What do you like? How are you using vowels? Now, okay, you supposed to say ow. If you're trying to say now or known, what are you trying to say? Known will be on nay. Never
No,
mind.
no. How do you spell the word no? To know something.
Know. So you still
Exactly.
take the K and
Now
the
K.
N, and that's the
Now K.
AY.
Now
On
K.
yay. On yay. You trying to
We're
say
not gonna argue.
no,
We're not
no.
gonna
You trying to say
argue about
no?
this. Uye, one, utway.
Ukfe uye ishbe. Oh, oh yay, amame is a ishbe. Oh, he said my son was pepper sprayed by a woman cop uh, that all the police knew were harassing our kids when they went to the train. Yeah, you know what? That's where,
Cops be targeting kids.
yeah, they do. Because they figure they could get them caught up in some type of in the legal system like early.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. No,
They
that so
gaslight
what?
them into criminal behavior.
Right. So what needs to happen though is that the organization, y'all need to organize, and yeah,
Ik Attenley. Yes.
yeah. I chose
SJ.
to fight the cops at the black judge on the bench. Uh, excused himself because he knew the cop was doing this. Okay. Your granny used to speak Pit Latin. That's funny. Yeah, I would be upset too because that's yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous for real.
One Away.
What?
One
What?
Away.
No way. Okay, I don't know. I, I'm I, I'm lost. All right, but I'm about to shut this down, and I don't know if we're gonna do a Twitter space later, but nonetheless, I know you need to get in and take a nap, so
Mm-hmm.
go on
Sure
and
do.
get your nap. Go on and get your nap,
Get your
and
nap on. Get your nap on. Get your nap on.
yeah. All right, y'all. We yeah, we out of here finally. I just yeah, this stuff is high school, man, and it's getting it's I guess what's gonna happen though is it's gonna cease to even do what it does. So that's it. Yeah.
Listen to me.
Social media done.
Voulez-vous coucher avec quoi ce soir?
Now you're speaking French, not Pig Latin. Yeah, man. Oh yeah,
Don't make me start speaking rock and roll. I'll call you Oingo Boingo.
don't forget to get this book by Starvin Marvin. So you call yourself a band. So you call yourself a
I was about to
band.
say, is that Marvin Gaines?
It's Starvin Marvin, yeah. Yeah. It's Starvin
I'm
Marvin.
admiring. I'm admiring.
Marvin Gaines. Gains, no losses. All right, y'all.
All right,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
See ya.